Hello everyone, it's Fred again from Notes of a Nomad, video number 103. Today I want to talk about minimalism and how I guess I've become a minimalist, which wasn't planned, but it happened. And there are some benefits that we can share. And if you're interested in exploring it, I'll give you a few tips that you might want to try to see if it works for you. Now, when you mention that a person is a minimalist, often they think, oh, it's a monk, with their shaved head and they have a bowl where people donate food and they don't have any creature comforts at all. But that's not an accurate description of the lifestyle. There's no one size fits all for this lifestyle of being a minimalist. And it's not about making your life uncomfortable. There's a good description from the fellow who wrote the book, The Minimalist Home, Joshua Becker, and he describes it as this: minimalism is the intentional promotion of the things we value most and the removal of anything that distracts us from it. So we might differ on what we own, but minimalists will often say that experiences are worth more than things. And once you get the idea that the marketers have been telling you if you own this and you own that, and you don't get bogged down by things, there's a sense of freedom that comes. And I'll explain a little bit about it. So I'll share a little bit about how I inadvertently became a minimalist, some benefits of it, and a few approaches. So in late 2016, early 2017, I'd been living in a condo in a very nice house. It was our building in downtown Victoria, and it was a penthouse. It was really luxurious. And I had a job selling computer software on the internet. However, I lost my job, and then also my daughter had decided to move out of the condo. So first of all, I couldn't afford it, but I didn't need it. And a person I knew who was in real estate said, oh, when I was talking about what I'm going to do, not sure, said, why don't you try pet sitting and house sitting? I didn't know what that was, but she helped me, explained it, and I gave it a try. And I've been doing that for the past 5 years. Now, because I move a lot from house to house and people looking after their homes, I don't want to have a lot of stuff that I move with me. And I did show a video of Charlie, my chariot previously, and I just want to review that. So it gives a good perspective on what I move around and how much I own. So 95% of what I own is put in Charlie, my chariot, which is a 1994 Toyota Corolla that I paid $2,500 for about 10 years or more ago. And let me share another picture of Charlie, because that's the back, and that's where I put all my belongings, or 95% of them. And there's an example of the items that I would put in. The main item you'll see is my rowing machine. It's a bit awkward, so I have bags that I put around once I've got the rowing machine in the back of Charlie. And there's my blender and food and clothes and toiletries, etc., that I take when I move. And there they are in the back of Charlie. And you can see on the side view, there's an area where we have this section here. Is we can see the C2, the Concept 2 rowing machine, buried under a lot of my items. So, and Charlie now has done over 300,000 kilometers. So it's been the best car that I've owned. Very reliable and helps me move all my stuff. So as far as the benefits of being a minimalist, the first one is time. You have a lot more time. Why? Because you don't have things that require you to clean, like cleaning your house and doing the laundry and mowing the lawn, you know, paying the bills, and the list goes on and on, the things that bog you down with the things you own. And stuff is needy and time consuming. And so the more we own, the more time it takes. So without having a lot of belongings, you have more free time to do what you want. The other thing you have is more money because stuff is expensive. No, not only the initial outlay, but when you buy something, there's often additional costs. Maybe it needs insurance, or you need to clean it, or maintain it, or service it, or repair it. So those are time consumptions and money consumptions as well. So it maybe sounds a little shallow to talk about money, but nothing beats being debt-free. I know people who have retired and they still have a mortgage, and they have car bills to pay. So not only do you have more time, you have more money, and also you can be less stressed. When you have that leisure time and that cash, stress quickly evaporates. And suddenly you have options like, I like to travel. I've spent a couple months a year prior to COVID in Australia, visiting my daughter and her family there. And also a couple months visiting my other daughter in California. And I've gone to a convention in Portugal, and I was due to go to visit a friend in Nepal before COVID started. So you have that freedom. You have to worry about, oh, when I'm away, who's going to look after my things, my house, etc. Who's going to cut the grass? Well, I don't have that problem. So in short, the stuff you own no longer owns you. And if you really need something to let go, owning fewer things bring happiness by the bucket load. Really, seriously, I find it very liberating. So if you find it of interest, what could you do? Well, you get those benefits of being a minimalist. You might want to explore. There's TED Talks, people explaining minimalism. There's all sorts of online courses you could take about uncluttering, etc. Or you could just start finding a buddy, somebody who also wants to become a minimalist or declutter, and share your experiences, what you're doing and how you're doing it. And don't let it overwhelm you. In other words, don't look at that garage and say, oh, that's overwhelming, or the closet or the room where you've got all those items that you haven't seen for a while. So just start maybe with one kitchen drawer. Look at things in there and say, oh, what are these? I don't even need these anymore. Whatever happens to be. Look at one kitchen drawer. And once you've done that, say, well, that wasn't so bad. Start another drawer. Maybe that Tupperware cupboard where you've got all that Tupperware, which you only use maybe 2 or 3 or 4% of it, whatever. So go through maybe starting your kitchen, just a drawer or two. And as you find, oh, that wasn't too bad, keep on going. So minimalism, in summary, has the opportunity, you have more time, you have more money, and you have less stress, and it opens up a lot of opportunities because you're not bogged down by the things you have. So with that, I'll say adios, au revoir, and wish you, your family and friends, lots of love and laughter. And maybe you'll find more love and laughter if you declutter. Bye for now from Fred's and Notes of a Nomad.